Do you know why it's important to start saving more money today? Hey, Jason here. If you're new to the channel, I've been an expat slash nomad for 10 years. I'm now on my fourth country, third continent, here in the southern region of Africa in Lusaka, Zambia, where I have permanent residency. And one of the things I started doing is just sharing with you how I've been able to do this and live this lifestyle for 10 years now. And so in today's video, this is day 6 of the 2 Goal Challenge, which focuses on financial literacy and financial freedom. We're talking about why you should be saving more money. Now, if you're here on YouTube and if you want to be able to watch this live in the day, actual day of that I'm doing it, then you need to make sure you follow me over at TikTok at JasonChaney777. And also the beautiful thing about being on TikTok, you're able to ask me questions live around the content. And so TikTok, how are you doing? Hope everyone's doing well. And welcome to day 6 of the 2 Goal Challenge. And today we're talking about why you need to boost your savings starting right now. And this video is actually coming at the right time. We have about, let me see, today's the 27th. I think we have about 4 days left in this month. This is the perfect time to start boosting your savings right now. And the beautiful thing about it, I'm going to explain in this video, it doesn't take a lot. A little over time goes a long way. We have to start thinking about money from a long-term perspective. And we can't just be thinking of it from the short-term perspective of, well, it's not going to do nothing. It's not enough. So how can you start actually boosting your savings? Just do 1%. By the end of this month, can you boost your savings by 1%? Now, let's say if you're saying, Jason, I haven't boosted anything, so that's zero. 1% of zero is zero. No, stop that illiterate math. The math they taught us in school is not financial math. You can even boost something even if you're at zero. If you have not done any savings this month, you can save $1, 1 rand, 1 pula, 1 kwacha, anything. If you can't even afford that, can you save 50 cents? Whatever the coins are in the rand, the coins in the pula, the way. I think it was 15 way or something. Hey, how you doing, Sarah? But like, save something. Financial math is not the same as school math. Those two maths do not add up. The same way as once you get into physics and advanced mathematics, it is not the exact same as what they teach us in school. And because we're not taught financial math, this is where a lot of us sell ourselves short, thinking we cannot do enough. Because we're like, well, what is $1 going to do? What is 1 rand going to do? What's 1 kwacha, 1 pula? What is that going to do for me? It can do a lot if you compound it over time. When it comes to finances, it is always about compounding. It is either compounding in your favor or compounding not in your favor. Meaning the more you're not saving, the more you're not doing anything, you're sinking yourself into a deeper hole. The reason why I say that is you have to understand money, currency is always deflating. You always have currency is deflating, meaning the notes is not worth the value that it used to be. And what I mean by not worth the value, it has lost its spending power. Like just take here for Zambia. Zambia, now that they released new notes, it has deflated and inflated all at the same time. Every country goes through the same things when it comes to finances. Economics is a neutral language when it comes to currencies. It doesn't matter what currency you're born under or what currency you live under. It is all the same. They all go through the same things. So let's say if you're here in Zambia, if you're used to buying milli meal, how much was that milli meal that you buy now 5 years ago? How much was it 10 years ago? How much was it when your grandparents was buying it? That is where it's showing you the actual spending power of the kwacha has deflated. Every currency goes through this. Every country goes through this. It is nothing new under the sun. If you read the books, The Rise and Fall of Nations, it explains this. Like this has been going on well before the Roman Empire. Like this is history here, guys. Like there's nothing new under the sun when it comes to economics. This is why I do a little bit of my savings where I do it in precious metals. I do save silver coins. Silver is well below what its value should be. And it's a very good entry point for people who want to start getting into that. But if you're now starting out, you're at zero, I do not recommend going to precious metals. save your currency. And the reason why I say save your currency is get yourself disciplined in the habit of setting aside money for future events. And also, you're going to start disciplining yourself to understand how to live within your means. The beautiful thing about finances is no matter what economic level you're at, you are in control and you have the ability to change your destiny if you change your discipline around money. Like for me, I did not grow up with wealthy parents. I didn't even grow up in a two-family household. I grew up with a mom who was busting her butt every single day, 7 days a week, taking care of me and my two older brothers. She didn't have the time to learn finances herself, and she didn't have the time to teach finances to me. And so I had to go learn this when I was early in my 20s because I started realizing, hey, I don't know what I'm doing with money. I feel like I should have been a lot further along than what I was. And then I was making very bad generational financial mistakes, such as payday loans, car title loans, and pawning stuff. I'm not proud of it, but I'm not ashamed to admit it because that was the history and that's how I started out. And just because I was born in America, it did not give me the privilege of being able to travel the world and definitely to live outside of the world. But I knew at a very young age there were certain things that I did not want to do, but I didn't know how to do it correctly. The only thing that I will say that I did correctly that gave me a head up more than other people, even in the United States, is I went to the military. By going to the military, that guaranteed that if I was able to finish or if I got injured, I would have a pension. And so that's what happened. Because I went to the Iraq War, I ended up getting a pension. They forced me into retirement. And then I still had to learn how to live off of that money to fulfill my lifestyle and to do the things that I wanted to do. And this is why I say, no matter who you are, no matter what economic level you're at, you have a very beautiful place in life because you can control your finances. It's just about living beneath your means instead of living beyond your means. Most of us, as soon as we get our money, get paid or anything, we're emotional buyers. And it's like that money is burning up your pockets, even if it's sitting in your bank account. And so you do have to actually start. Okay, no, I thought that was my sister for a second. I'm like, did she change her name on here again? And so you do actually have to start disciplining yourself on how to utilize your money as a tool and start disciplining yourself on how you're actually spending your money. And this is why yesterday we was working on tracking your expenses. If you need help still tracking your expenses, make sure you download the free budgeting guide that I put together for you. If you're here on YouTube, it'll be down below in the description. And if you're here on TikTok, just send me a DM saying, hey, Jason, send me the budget, or put budget on there, and I will shoot that link to you because you need to start understanding where you're spending at. But also, once you start cutting back your spending, make sure you're using some of that money and set it aside. Like this is how I started snowballing my debt and doing all these different things. And so what I first started out was I started saving just a little bit. How I started out, because I realized at that time that I was very undisciplined with money and I didn't trust myself with money. I put it to where I couldn't get into it. Instead of like now I have a little piggy bank that I can get in if I wanted to. I had a plastic jug. It was about this big, about that tall. And then I taped all around it. I didn't even want to see the money. I felt like I'd be tempted. I taped it all around. And then I cut a little hole in the top, taped up the top so I couldn't get into it or no one else. And I would put my money in there every single week. I was doing a 52-week savings challenge. But that is what was the first thing that I did to actually start disciplining myself. And then once I did that, I started doing more challenges, even more challenges. And then I started realizing I make enough money to live the lifestyle that I want. It's just that I wasn't disciplined enough to actually take care of, as far as make the decisions of what do I not need to spend for it? And maybe if it's something that I want, do I need to save up for it for maybe 3 to 6 months? And this is what I do now. Like I do a lot of window shopping now. A lot of people don't know this. Like I try to make sure I do not do instant buying. Instant gratification when it comes to buying things, it can really set you up psychologically at a very bad place because you do start getting dopamines and all these different things releasing in your brain. Everything we do releases some kind of chemical reaction in our body. And so you don't want to be too much chemically stimulated when it comes to spending. So even if it's something that I can afford, no problem, and I have the money on me, I will usually wait a week to 2 weeks before I actually purchase. I just keep going back, looking at it, looking at it, looking at it. And sometimes people be like, dude, is this dude really serious? But what they don't know is I'm priming myself up to see, do I really need this or do I really want this? Because it's easy for me to go somewhere and like, I'm an electronics guy. Like when I see electronics, I always like the new toys, the new things to tinker with. That's just who I am. And so for me, I do not buy anything right away. I'll go in, I'll look at it, I'll take pictures, write down all the specs, do some research, see if I can find review videos, try to find anything that's going to deter me from actually making that purchase. And the reason being is I do not want to just be buying frivolously, man. And also, I don't want to be too emotionally involved with buying. I want to be a logical buyer. And so because I know I'm not more logical when it comes to electronics, I overdo my research on it. Like give you an example, even to this day, I want to get a PS5. I have the money to get a PS5. That's no issue. The problem is I cannot justify buying a PS5 because I'm not a gamer, meaning I don't do gaming content. It doesn't pay me. And so I'm like, that money I'm spending on a PS5, that could be money that I'm setting aside to buy another car for Yango or something. So like that's something that'll be creating me revenue or passive income without me having to work for it. And so because I see it that way, I'm just like, okay, I can wait maybe another year or two and then get one. Maybe it'll go deeper on sale, or maybe they have something new come out that'll force the prices down. And that's how I do things. But like, if you're not at that level where you're disciplined with your money, you need to start saving. And so the exercise for today is just save 1% more for this month. If you haven't set aside anything for savings yet, just set aside $1, 1 rand, 1 kwacha, 1 pula. Don't overcomplicate it. And the thing about it is you keep doing this month after month, you're going to start seeing this compound. And something in your brain is going to start changing because now your brain is creating brain cells around saving money. The more brain cells you start creating around this new activity, eventually using the scales adjusted, it will outweigh your old bad behavior. And once that magical time hit, nobody knows that time. But once that time hit, once you have enough brain cells that has been created around your new action of saving, then something's going to click and you're going to start feeling motivated. And you're going to be like, wait, if I can save this is too easy. Where else can I save? Where else can I save? And then that's when your brain is going to really start going into overdrive. You're going to start processing things differently. You're going to start looking at expenditures differently. And then you're going to start saying, you know what, man, if I cut back on going out to eat just once a week, and I just set that money aside, I've now saved maybe 10 to 20 times more than what I was able to save for the month just from one meal. Like, this is how beautiful it is once you start disciplining yourself around money. And so don't make it overcomplicated. Just save 1% more. You have 4 days to put aside just 1% more. Don't make excuses. This is how you're going to start living your dreams. If you want to travel, this is what's going to get you there for traveling. Me, I started out with a bucket that I was taping up. But all you have to do is just start setting aside 1%. Start creating the new brain cells around the new activity and start becoming the new you. And so TikTok, just hold on. Let me close out here on YouTube. And for YouTube, if you like this content, make sure you like and subscribe to the channel. Also share this if you know someone who's actually struggling with savings and they say they have financial goals. Let them know that they can do this challenge. This is going to be evergreen, which means these videos are going to always be up for you so that you can watch them. And then if you have any questions or comments, just leave those down below. Make sure you download the free tracker, the budgeting tracker that I put together for you. And just remember this, I'm Jason, and success is simple once you know how.